Ireland is on edge. A violent night in Dublin sees bottles, bricks and fire clash with riot shields as fury over a child's assault ignites chaos outside an asylum hotel. Flames, fear and far-right anger collide, leaving a nation asking, has Ireland's anger finally boiled over? One of Ireland's most violent anti-immigration riots in recent years broke out October 22nd, as hundreds clashed with police outside a hotel housing asylum seekers in southwest Dublin. Bottles, bricks and fireworks rained down on Garda outside the Citywest hotel in Saget, the site of a large refugee accommodation centre, after reports emerged that a 10-year-old girl had been sexually assaulted there by a 26-year-old man. The suspect, who appeared in court earlier that day, had requested a Romanian interpreter, a detail that fueled online speculation that he was an asylum seeker, though police have not confirmed his nationality or immigration status. Ireland's main opposition party, Sinn Féin, criticised the government's handling of asylum procedures as public tension grows. The leader of the party in Parliament on October 21st cited reports that the man had a deportation order issued against him in March 2025. The Justice and Migration Minister, Jim O'Callaghan, said he has asked the most senior official in his department for a detailed account of the management of the asylum application in the case. Authorities said the girl, under the care of TUSLA, Ireland's Child and Family Agency, had absconded during a supervised trip to Dublin city centre before the alleged assault took place. By nightfall, anger turned into open confrontation. Demonstrators waving Irish flags and carrying anti-immigration banners surged toward police lines, chanting slogans and hurling projectiles. A Garda van was set on fire as riot units deployed pepper spray, shields and mounted officers to regain control.
Those involved will be brought to justice. It is clear to me from talking to colleagues that this violence does not reflect the people of Saggart. They are not the people participating in this criminality, but rather the people sitting at home in fear of it.
The violence marks the latest flashpoint in Ireland's intensifying debate over immigration and asylum policy, an issue increasingly entwined with crime, social services and national identity. What began as a protest quickly descended into chaos, a full-blown street battle between demonstrators and Ireland police known as Gardaí. Authorities described sustained and coordinated violence as protesters launched fireworks, glass bottles and bricks at police lines. A Garda helicopter was repeatedly targeted with laser beams, while a female officer sustained a foot injury and required medical treatment. Roughly 300 officers were deployed, including riot control, mounted and canine units, as crowds tried to storm the Citywest hotel grounds. By the end of the night, at least 6 arrests had been made, and Dublin's southwest suburbs were left scarred by one of Ireland's fiercest anti-immigration clashes in years.
The actions can only be described as thuggery. This was a mob intent on violence against Gardaí. Ardily condemned the attacks on Gardaí, who did their jobs professionally and with great courage to keep people safe.
The violence, reminiscent of Dublin's 2023 riots, drew swift condemnation from Ireland's ruling party. Prime Minister Michel Martin described the events as extremely serious and very, very grave, paying tribute to the officers who contained the unrest.
There can be no justification for the vile abuse against them, or the attempted assaults and attacks on members of the force that will shock all right-thinking people. I pay tribute to the frontline Gardaí who acted courageously and quickly to restore order.
Deputy Prime Minister Simon Harris echoed the sentiment.
There is no excuse for this type of violence and thuggery against the men and women who serve to protect us and victims of crime every day.
A burned-out Garda van, cordoned off with police tape, became the enduring image of the night, a symbol of a country now forced to confront the deep fissures running through its communities. Ireland's anti-immigration movement, though long simmering, has gained momentum over the past 2 years. Protests outside asylum accommodation centres have become frequent, often fueled by online conspiracy theories and economic grievances. demonstrators accused new arrivals of worsening Ireland's housing shortage and straining public services. A sentiment far-right groups have seized upon with the slogan, "Ireland is full." The Citywest unrest was not an isolated flashpoint. In November 2023, central Dublin witnessed similar scenes after a man stabbed 3 children outside a primary school, triggering riots that engulfed much of the city centre. Earlier this year, protests spread across Northern Ireland following an alleged sexual assault in Ballymena. Political leaders have warned that the line between peaceful dissent and violent agitation is becoming dangerously blurred. In Parliament, the Taoiseach Sikh of Ireland, Michael Martin, acknowledged widespread anger over the alleged assault, particularly the revelation that the child had been under state care.
Clearly, there has been failure here in terms of the state's obligation to protect this child.
Yet he warned against allowing that anger to mutate into hatred. For many in Sagat, Tuesday night's violence has left a community shaken and fearful. What began as outrage over a single crime morphed into a broader eruption, one that exposed how fragile Ireland's social cohesion has become amid economic stress, migration pressures, and political polarisation. As dawn broke over Dublin, the smouldering remains of a police van and a hotel surrounded by broken glass told a stark story. Ireland is facing a reckoning not just with immigration, but with the kind of country it wants to be.